Today's tip is to be consistent. I've talked a lot on this podcast about consistency over perfection. Today, I wanted to delve a little deeper into that concept, specifically the power of consistency when it comes to achieving your goals and maintaining that success long term. More importantly, I want to give you a few tips on how to be consistent. Let's start with what consistency actually is. It's something that you do regularly in the same way over a long period of time. The keys here being regularly and long period of time. Now, this actually is quite rare in our current quick fix, results now society. Regular long-term action is rarely marketed in the health and fitness industry, where there are so many rapid transformation programs or 7-day detox plans. It's not sexy and it doesn't sell. As a result, we get stuck in the on-off approach, being good for a while, then falling off the wagon. Why is this a problem? Well, besides the obvious frustration and feelings of failure that come with not being able to reach our goals or maintain that success long term, the yo-yo approach doesn't give our body time to adapt. When it comes to weight loss, it can actually mess with our hormones, digestion, and body chemistry, making it even more of a struggle the next time we hop on that wagon. Now, this may seem obvious to all of us. The struggle is with how to be more consistent. I promise to get to that in a minute. But first, I want to really drive home the benefits of consistency. Here are 4. It allows us to tune in and notice patterns. For example, if you were to perform some sort of physical activity every day, over time you might start to notice how subtle things like hydration, stress, sleep, or your menstrual cycle affect how your body feels when it moves. If you notice that your walk is harder when you haven't had enough water the day before, you might feel more motivated to get more consistent in your daily water intake while maintaining that consistent physical activity. Number 2, this takes me to the second benefit of consistency. It's addictive. In the previous example, consistent daily physical activity spawned a consistent daily water intake. The more consistent you are, the better it feels, and the more consistent you want to be, and so on. Third, consistency gives your body a chance to adapt to changes. When it comes to physical activity, consistency reduces your risk of injury because it allows your muscles and joints to adapt and get stronger. Consistency also allows you to see the positive changes in other markers of health, like lower resting heart rate and lower blood pressure. These changes take time to show up, but can provide a lot of motivation to keep you going. And finally, being consistent with something reduces the significance or impact of a missed day or a short break. For example, missing one workout in a week has a small impact on your progress if it's one of 4 other workouts that week. But if it's the only workout that week, well, I think you get the point. Okay, so like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure I'm preaching to the choir here. Quite likely, you know and agree that being consistent and sticking to a plan through to the end is better than the on-off approach. But why is it so hard for us to actually do? Why do we keep jumping on and off that wagon? How can we be more consistent? Well, first and most importantly, we need to shift our focus away from the goal, like weight loss, and focus a little more on the process, the daily habits that lead to weight loss. We shift our focus from short-term programs to lifestyle change. Here are 4 other ways. First, eliminate the time limit on goals. Now, I know this flies in the face of SMART goal setting, where the T stands for time-based, but hear me out. Let's use weight loss as an example because it's one of the most common goals. It's okay to want to lose weight. The issue is that the quicker you lose it, the higher your chances are of regaining it. Healthy, sustainable weight loss always takes longer than we anticipate or would prefer. If you set a time limit, like losing 10 pounds in 6 weeks, how do you feel when you're 4 weeks in and you've only lost 3 pounds? Or you progress fine in the beginning, but that progress slows and you hit that dreaded plateau and lose nothing for weeks. Frustration sets in and it can all feel like a waste of time, so off the wagon you jump. If, on the other hand, you decide, I'm going to lose weight, I don't care how long it takes me, you take the pressure off. You're more likely to stay consistent and keep plowing forward through the plateaus because you know that you will eventually get to where you want to be. Second, make sure that the process is enjoyable. You can't be consistent with something you have to force yourself to do. Of course, you may not love it every single day, but more often than not, physical activity and healthy eating should not be torture. If it is, ask a fitness or nutrition professional for help, or go back and listen to a few of my other podcast episodes for some ideas. Third, choose realistic habits. Take a look at the habits you need to create in order to not only reach the goals you set, but also beyond that to maintain your success long term. Are those habits realistic? Can you see yourself realistically sticking to these habits long term? For example, following a keto lifestyle long term, or intense CrossFit workouts 5 days per week. Now, there's no judgment here. Everyone is different, and what they enjoy and can realistically, consistently do each day is different. This brings me to my last tip. If creating a bunch of daily habits seems overwhelming, start with establishing one high-impact habit. A habit that will have the greatest impact in a shorter amount of time. Some examples of high-impact habits are daily physical activity, daily hydration with 8 to 10 8-ounce glasses or 2 liters of water, recording your daily food intake, or getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Although this one might require the establishment of other nighttime wind-down habits, but that will depend on your current situation. In the words of Bruce Lee, I think, long-term consistency trumps short-term intensity. Consistent daily habits are a proven long-term solution to achieve safe and lasting results. No matter how small the step is, if it's taken consistently each day, it will add up to big results. Willpower not required. Thanks so much for listening. I'd love to hear from you, so send me your tips, questions, or feedback. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Fired Up Fitness Coaching, or email me at willpowernotrequired@firedupfitness.ca. Thanks so much. I look forward to connecting with you.